Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, NerdModeOn, and today we're actually going to be talking about the 9 available maps in Battlefield 1. Now, of course, there will be some additional map content that'll come out in downloadable content, as well as there will be a free map that's going to be coming out in December. However, today we're going to be focusing on the 9 maps that are going to be in the initial stages of Battlefield 1, so of course we're going to give you guys a little bit of a description of what each map is and ultimately what we can expect from the scenery. Now, starting things off, we have a map known as the Ballroom Blitz. Join the final offensives along the Meuse River in 1918. Here, fierce fighting in trench lines is quickly replaced by the untouchable beauty beyond hell. A massive French chateau, previously home to officers beyond the rear lines, is now the scene for the battle with both tanks and flamethrowers. The chandeliers are shaking from the barrage as the American forces push to the final railway hub at the edge of this map. Now, moving right along to the Argonne Forest. The shadowy depths of the Argonne Forest is the quarters combat in Battlefield 1. The world inside this forest features devious defensive setups combined with labyrinths of bunkers and machine gun nests, camouflage field guns firing at point-blank range, stormtroopers clearing out bunkers with gas, and the best use of sharpened spades will determine who owns the depths of this forest. Heroes are forged surviving the intensity of the infantry-focused map. Now, transferring over to the FAO Fortress, join one of the earliest amphibious landings of the Great War as the British Empire struggles to secure the oil on Al-Fa Peninsula. The majestic Ottoman fortress of Fao guards the entrance and is not falling uncontested. Here you will fight through marshlands and dunes, over bridges and shallow coves. The assault finally enters the ancient fortress itself. The quest for oil begins here. The dreadnought needs to feed. Now, moving right along to Suez, the struggle for the most vital supply line of World War I. Even though it was considered impossible, the Ottomans crossed the desert of Sinai and threatened the canal. Join the fight by the banks of the Grand Canal and make tactical use of the dunes, fighting through shallow defenses with field guns and/or mortars, through the outskirts of Kantara and into the deep desert beyond. Now, moving right along to San Quentin Scar, a massive attack on the second battlefields of northern France. As part of the Kaiser battle, the German army throws everything they have to try to break through the British lines. Prepare for truly cataclysmic assaults as you push your way through the trenches of San Quentin Scar. Be the first soldier to break through the fortified lines and assault the pristine village of Tavisi, untouched by war until now. Now, moving along over to Sinai Desert. Engage in all-out war in Sinai Desert, a scorching hot battlefield located in east of El Jahar. From infantry skirmishes in the narrow streets of the village of Bir El Mazar to dogfights above the majestic cliffs, you'll need to make tactical use of the dunes as you engage in explosive battles. When all hope is lost, reinforcements will arrive in the shape of a powerful behemoth, a deadly armored train charging through the desert sands. Now, transferring over to Amiens, a destructive clash in a majestic city. Fight on the streets and squares in French city of Amiens during the German Spring Offensive. A struggle in crumbling alleys, a courthouse, around bridges and railways where the British and the Germans desperately seek to control the depths of the city. Now, moving along to Monte Grappa, take part in one of the final battles among the peaks of the kings of the Venetian Alps. High up above the clouds, a desperate fight for control of mountain forts are challenging even the toughest soldiers. Utilize the massive fort cannons to stop the advancing enemies as they scale up the mountainside. Up here in the furious struggle, the Austro-Hungarian Empire holds the upper hand, but the Italian army won't stop until they've taken back what's theirs. And last but not least, Empire's Edge. Along the Adriatic coast, a fierce struggle for land and life is taking place. A rugged but fortified shore becomes the battlefield for an empire under siege. What was once a beautiful Mediterranean village by the coast is now transformed by mechanized war, where waves and dreadnought battleships pound the remains of Italy's Great War. Now that we've established the 9 base maps that are going to be in the upcoming Battlefield title, let's quickly talk about the free map that's going to be coming in December known as Giant Shadow. Prepare to take part in the Battle of Sal in the cold autumn of 1918. Here, the fighting moves out of the trenches and into open country where a massive crashed airship casts its shadow onto the battlefield. The British forces have broken through the Hindenburg Line and are now in pursuit towards an important railway center. Fierce infantry and tank engagements ensue on the open ground and riverbanks alongside a railway where an armored train can still turn the tide. Giant Shadow is coming to Battlefield 1 as part of a free update in December. But anyway guys, that's really all the information when it comes down to the maps that are going to be coming to Battlefield 1. Of course, we will have multiple different maps for the downloadable content that will later be coming a few months after the initial release. However, I feel like these 9 to 10 maps are going to be good for the first couple of months in the game, and it should allow everybody to get acquainted with the kind of style that Battlefield 1 is pressing forward with. And ultimately, I think we're really going to have the ability to immerse ourselves into this Battlefield a little bit better than we have in other previous Battlefield titles. But anyway, guys, until next time, this has been Mo, and I'm going to be signing out, guys. Peace.